It's good. I mean, listen, it's been a bit of a whirlwind because got in here, a week before, trying to get, up to speed with everything. Still learning everybody, learning who the guys are. Excited, good first 3 days, kind of establishing hello, how you doing type deal. And I think as the games go on, you just kind of get more back into it and fall right back into place.
What was that process like, when Boogie or Doug might have first reached out?
Yeah, it was quick, and everybody knows what happened, and they just asked availability, want to do it, that type, where I'm at and whether I want. And yeah, I definitely, I talked to, you talk to a couple different teams over, when you're not working, and sometimes it's a fit, sometimes it's a not fit. And, I think it always comes down to, it's a good staff. I know John Madden. I coached John Madden actually when he was in Jersey, so I know him. I knew him. I knew Doug. I knew, Timmy Burke. I knew everybody within the organization. Knew Boogie just a little bit, but from different people that you want to go where it's good people are running the organization, and you're hoping that you're able to help add a different element to their staff.
Are you hoping to sort of get another track like coaching here at this level?
So, oh yeah, definitely. You always it's the NHL. Like, I mean, there's different things. It's the best league in the world, so you always want to be a part of it. But going through the years, sometimes it's timing. There's a lot of good coaches that aren't working this year. There's a coaches, the turnover is always big for whatever reason. Sometimes it's performance, sometimes it's whatever, management, new ownership, who knows. But you always, I enjoy doing it. So it was, I was very happy to come.
Where were you living?
I was living in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so Arizona, got out of the bubble, right? And, they had, didn't get re-up there. So my wife and I we hadn't lived in the place, but we bought it 4 years ago. So it was nice, and it was good. We had good family time. I have 2 boys. They were able to come down. We had spent some nice time together. During the bubble, we were in Canada. I was in Edmonton. I still have a place back in Canada, so the family was there, and then we ended up back in Florida, which was good. And then it would just kind of transition. Actually, when the border opened, my wife's American, so we went up for a couple weeks there, and then kind of things happened on the way back down through the States here to go. So it was fun.
And the Sharks power play, obviously struggled the last couple of seasons. Of course, you've only been at it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What are you looking to, I guess, add or change?
Well, yeah, we're gonna see. There's gonna be. I like the fact of looking at it. I mean, you have pretty good players here too, and so you look at it. So I think it comes down to these guys and myself and the whole staff. It's going to be a partnership. You're going to work together, and you're going to have to really pay attention to the details. I mean, we have talented players. You get Brent Burns and you get Erik Karlsson as quarterbacks. Whether they play together, they don't play together. You get 2 pretty high-end guys, and that's usually what every team's looking for, and it's here already. So now it's just to get everybody on the same page, kind of familiarity with one another. And you look at a lot of the top power plays, the personnel they don't have a lot of change in their personnel, so we got to find that five group that works well together and kind of go with it. And it's not one game, it's not 2 games. You have to give it a little bit of time to, grow as a unit, and they're gonna take as much as I'm, going to be running it with, of course, it's always cohesive with Boogie's the guy that's going to have input as well, and Dog will have input. So it's just going to be how do we get that together and get them taking ownership of it as well and being a little more cohesive on the power play.
Do you have a power play philosophy that you're going to try to apply?
Yeah, score goals. Power plays have to give you momentum, right? You got to get momentum from power plays. You don't have to be 3 for 3 every night, but you have to be, you're 1 for 4. That's a good power play. That's a good percentage. So it's got to be positive, and you have to kind of do the same things. You have to practice those things. You have to have an idea. Where are my outs out? Where do you go? it has to be guys have to sacrifice. You have to go and help your buddy out. I see power plays, everybody wants to get open. I'm like, well, okay, that's great. You know, you look on ESPN and it's like that pass across and it's a one-timer. Oh, why can't I do that? It's like somebody's sacrificing. There's 4 other guys out there that are sacrificing it. They got to learn that you may not be the guy getting the goal, but you played a part in it as the 5-man unit that you sacrificed for your buddy there. You helped him out of a tough situation. You recovered the puck, you helped it out, and that was able to get him open, right? So can't have one guy have the puck and 4 guys gets open. It's got to be 4 guys. Then it's 4 and 4, and they have the 1 guy open. Let's find the way to find that 1 guy open.
So, maybe, I don't know, did you kind of look at film from last year?
I did, yeah. And I see a lot of good things, and then I see there's things that, you know, maybe consistently we didn't take care of the details. So that's something that I'll be trying to push, and you know, as I said, with the talent here, you look to the details. Who wants to play those spots or areas? Who wants to go in there? Who should be? You know, it's not a privilege to be on the power play. You should be excited to get out on the power play, and it has to be. That's where you build your energy from jumping over the boards. It's like, okay, I'm excited. It's an opportunity for me. Now try and take advantage of the opportunity. If you don't score, it's coming back to the bench. You get some opportunities. You gain momentum from that. Nothing worse than a power play going out there and it get dumped down 6 times and everybody comes back to the bench and they use a word that we're not allowed to say, and you're like, you know, it just drags the team down, right? So we got to get them. It's got to be an energy. You got to bring energy to it.
Also related to that, and you were talking about momentum, so even if you don't score, it's the power play influence goal that happens like 15.
Right, because the next units, or the next guys getting out there, they're like, oh, geez, the power play's been out there for 2 minutes. Well, now I've been sitting here for 2 minutes, and they go out and they see the energy, and maybe you get tired. Usually, penalty killers, you get top guys killing penalties at all times. You know, different guys are being used a lot, so maybe you get an advantage to get them a little tired, and then you know, your cycle, your forecheck, and you get it, and you get the opportunity and score.
We've seen, you know, the last couple of years, you know, Burns and Carlson play together, both split up. You have a
well, but we're going to see. You know, they're not going to play in the same game, so they won't be together. So we have to see how that goes. And sometimes that's going to be situational as well, right? They're both great players. There might be 30 seconds left in a power play. You know, the one-timer or Burnsy's shot and Eric's playmaking ability, or Eric's shot, Burnsy's playmaking ability, they may be out there together, but we have to see how. And you know what? For them, for any player, competition is good. You have to have competition. I do want to see 2 units. I do want to see a little competition. That I think we have enough players that you could do 2 units, and then they settle it, if you will, themselves. Hey, they may have more jump one night, this unit, so you put them out there first, and the next night it might be somebody else, or, you know, and that competition I think is good for not only power play, for 5-on-5, for who's going to be in the lineup. I think it's good. You have to have competition.
And you said you had watched some of the tape. Can you speak to the good things you saw or the bad things you saw?
Yeah, I think the entries were really good. I think you know, getting set up properly are really good. I think we can do a little better job of how you screen a goalie. If there's a moving screen, you know, possibly use the bumper a little bit more, get a little more opportunities from there as well. So I think it's just a mindset that going into it, but like any power play, you have to establish something before something else opens up. And that's, you know, I think if we can establish an attack mode early, then I think the ability of the guys that are on it will be able to take over and create some more opportunities as well. And that's, you know, working hard to get the puck back, and then, you know, being on the inside when you know, to get the puck back, and keep the second and third plays are usually what the goals go in on power plays. You don't see a lot of tic-tac-toe plays anymore right off the bat. It's shot, broken play, you maybe stretch the penalty kill out a little bit, and then the ability of your players take over from there.
You worked with some great head coaches in your career.
Yeah.
Some guys you maybe take a little bit from, like
You know,
Pat Burns. Or
Yeah. You take a bit from all of them, and also then from players, you take a little bit, when you're a player, you take a little bit of how the assistant coach, you know, you had a lot of good assistant coaches too, so not only working in coaching, but playing for coaching, you know, like, and Big Larry was out here, Robinson, he had a great, you know, great demeanor with everybody. You know, you got to be positive in this role, and you got to be supportive of the head coach. He has a tough job, and so you got to, you know, kind of help and just be ready to do and be part of a team, and you know, be engaged every day and bring energy. No different than the players. You have to bring energy as a staff to get the excitement for these guys to play as well.
Now, when it's 5-on-5, are you working with the D?
No, I'm going to be with the forwards.
Forwards,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
So Matt is going to look at the
yeah.
D.
And when I say dog, that's John Madden. Is what we called him. He called him Dog in Jersey, so
Dog.
Mad Dog. So that's what I just short form it.
Is there, yeah, is there, you know, it seems like there's, you know, there's some younger guys, the forward group that are getting a look, and especially with Kane not here. Is it sort of, you talked about competition, how do you like the competition among the
Good.
wingers maybe specifically to lock down places in the top 6?
Yeah, and that's that you have to, you know, see these guys perform. Everybody, 3 days of practice, they do well, and I think I'll have a better handle on watching them in a game, and then it's no different. There's some skill, a lot of skill out here, and now you have to, how does that skill translate into the game? And as you know, it's over time. You can't, first game, they're going to be jittery anyway. So then the next game, you see if they found out the pace of play. Like, you know, the biggest thing for young players or guys coming up is less is more, because then they get excited and they want to, guys that play in the NHL do their job. They don't try and do something else. They don't try and, so that's what the young guys are going to have to show. And you try and put them, and I think Boogie will handle that as far as putting him in situations that where they can have a success. You're not going to put a skill guy in the fourth line and go, he can't, can't get the puck out every time. But you put him with good players, and I think that's Boogie's. He'll have the final say on all of that. That put him in situations where they can, blossom or show what they have.
Are you coaching in Anaheim?
Yeah, Dog and I believe, are going to Anaheim.
What do you want to see in that game?
Well, you just want to see how they handle, there's going to be NHL players from Anaheim there. It's a different thing. You want to see their compete level. You want to see how they, their confidence level. Do they try things? Do they try what they are there for, or do they just kind of hide? Or, you don't want guys to hide. You want them to, make them feel good, put them in those situations to, try and be, try and enjoy the process of trying to get to the next level, and see from shift to shift how, if they can correct things, and that's what NHL players do quickly. They go shift to shift. They can, they don't normally make the same mistake twice, and if they do, it doesn't carry over. So you get a short memory.
What were your impressions of the rookie tournament? Any guys that kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 games, and it was honestly, it was like trying to figure out who some of them were. My first time seeing them, so I'm not gonna name names. It was my first time. It was like I got into town, you're watching video, and then you go to Arizona and watch them play, and it's like, okay, and it's it's a little scrambly, but I think that the big thing is that I will say I thought they competed very hard, which is always a positive.
There's a particular focus on Jonathan Dahlwing here. We haven't seen him in a couple of years, obviously, and also he starts off with Logan and Chemo. Just what have you seen out of him in the first 3 days?
Well, he's seems like a good kid. I know I played against his dad for years, so I see a lot of similarities in there, and his dad was a good player. And then he's going to find his own way, but he has a tremendous shot from what I see. He has a tremendous understanding, a tremendous hockey sense. So then now I'm sure Boogie will give him an opportunity. He's giving him an opportunity to show, going forward, what he can do.
And just what are some of your, changing topics, best memories or worst memories of playing with the Sharks a long time ago?
I don't think I have any worse memories. I thought we did. We had a pretty veteran team. Daryl was the coach there, came in. Daryl, as we all know, is very straightforward. So it was it was fun. I had a good time out here when I came out, and I believe we got in the playoffs that year, which was good. We had couple of good veteran goaltenders. It was a fun team. It was just, for a guy being spoiled on the East Coast for 15 years. I mean, the big change when you come out and play in the West.